Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, the 31st of May, 2013, the last day of May. It looks as if the winner in the bidding for Atrium Insurance syndicates in London is going to be Enstar. According to the Insurance Insider, they're set to clinch a deal to acquire Atrium after talks between Stone Point Capital and Atrium apparently broke down. Sources indicate that the diversifying runoff insurer Enstar is close to signing the deal to buy Atrium from its consortium of private equity owners, which pushed the business up for sale late last year. That would be a big move for Enstar. Well, tomorrow is June 1st. It's the beginning of hurricane season down in Florida. The Miami Herald had a long story today about this. Hurricanes are a very serious matter in Florida, obviously. It's been quiet down there for the past couple of years, but quiet is a relative term. Anytime there's a tropical storm, it can end up doing great damage. Last May, for example, a tropical storm whose name you probably never heard of dumped some 13 inches of rain on Jacksonville and caused massive flooding in the city. A week later, another tropical storm came up and hit the Panhandle, killed 15 people in 3 states, and ended up doing some $250 million worth of damage. Now, of course, predictions are coming out saying that there's going to be a more active hurricane season than the past few years. Yesterday down in Miami, the governor of the state and the mayor of Miami met to mark a news conference to signal the beginning of the hurricane season. The mayor of Miami urged residents to heed evacuation orders and to put together enough food, water, and supplies to last for 72 hours. There were 19 named storms last year. Experts are predicting that there could be as many as 20 named storms this year. It's been a long time since there's been a big storm that went through. The public memory is sort of short after 7 seasons now. Many people forget about Hurricane Wilma, which tore a gash across the state from Naples to Melbourne in 2005. Well, it is a short memory because what's happening is the price of reinsurance is dropping. As the Florida-centric June 1st renewals enters the finishing turn here, the picture is emerging that the rates are down an average of 15 to 20%. Now, Fitch Insurance Ratings came out with a study yesterday saying that even though that the rates are dropping so much, and there is a prediction for a busy season, Fitch thinks that reinsurers are going to be able to provide sufficient coverage to withstand any potential losses from hurricane perils in Florida. They noted that the big influx coming in from insurance-linked securities is going to help reinsurers be able to cover that loss. They say reinsurance pricing, particularly in cat hurricane pricing in Florida, continues to be dampened by an abundance in underwriting capacity and growing competition from insurance-linked securities. It's going to be very interesting to see who's right down there. Hopefully there will not be too much of a hit. Yesterday in London, the head of AXA Japan made a presentation, and he continued to point out that Japanese operations for AXA, the world's biggest insurer, were a significant contributor to their insurance group operations. Last year, it generated about 14% of the group's $3.4 billion in earnings. One of the things that Laurent Joshi, the head of AXA Japan, noted is that while Japan has been perceived as a contracting and saturated market, the country's overall life market has actually remained profitable, with a fairly fragmented competitive environment allowing for market share gains. He said that the country's aging population is generally described as a liability, but he sees it as an opportunity, with increasing needs for medical and retirement solutions, and one of the highest level of financial assets per capita in the world. You might be right. AXA is planning on new opportunities for health insurance and pension products stemming from the low interest rates that Japanese elderly are receiving from government products. More bad weather plowed through the Midwest yesterday, killing a driver in Arkansas as thunderstorms and severe tornadoes swept through 3 states. National Weather Service said that a dozen tornadoes touched down in Arkansas and Oklahoma yesterday. More bad weather is on tap today. Forecasters say large hail and tornadoes are likely in Oklahoma and parts of the Ozarks in Arkansas. The area at greatest risk includes Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Joplin, Missouri. Oak City and Joplin, of course, have been blasted in the past year or so. Oklahoma City just 2 weeks ago by tornadoes. Speaking of Oklahoma City, in the wake of that disaster out there, the insurance department is closely monitoring insurance solvency following the tornadoes. They're looking very closely at the solvency of the state's insurers by requesting weekly reports, and they're communicating with non-state insurers to ensure that the financial levels of capital in these companies remain high enough to continue to make the claims payments that are going to be coming in. That's the news for today. Last night, an event of amazing significance happened. The New York Mets swept a 4-game series with the New York Yankees. People still can't believe it. Have a very good weekend. We will see you Monday, and thank you for watching.